it was pretty exciting to go into a department store and you buy a couple of pair of socks, and then you walk along the same floor, you see a house, and you buy a house. I mean, that's cool, man.
When these Leisure-Rama houses were built, plumbers and electricians and guys sweating it out as insurance salesmen could afford a summer house. Is really the American dream, multiplied.
This was a planned utopia. This was something that was like paradise.
Montauk has always been traditionally sort of a blue-collar hamlet. In the old days, Montauk was really fishermen, and a lot of local carpenters and plumbers lived there. It was cheaper. The land was cheaper. You could build a small house.
Leisure-Rama fulfilled the promise of a better life.
Long Island was this perfect zone of development for post-war builders because it was flat and it stretched out from New York for 100 whatever miles. The Levitt brothers had proved how well it worked with Levittown, and I think the climate after the war was very much, not only can you have your own house with your children for the first time, for this generation of Americans who'd been through the war, who'd often grown up in the Depression with very little, living in urban housing projects with their immigrant parents. And suddenly, with the GI Bill and all these easy mortgage payment programs, you could have your own house. The idea of these houses for $6,000, $10,000, or whatever they were, was extraordinary.
The GIs returned home. They left when they were 18. They came home, they got married. They had children, lots of children. The hope for our children was great, and there was no reason to be doubtful.
Levittown started the subdivision where they built 17,000 houses. The houses were only 850 square feet on a slab, and it provided minimal housing without a garage in many cases.
The biggest thing that was happening culturally at the time was the Cold War. So Levittown was really created as a response politically to the Cold War, wherein to show that democracy could shine, you had to show that capitalism was a good thing. And to prove that capitalism was a good thing, or to share that capitalism was a good thing, you needed to have housing, affordable housing for everybody.
In those days, a builder would open a development and sell 500-600 houses a weekend. The demand was there on Long Island for sure.
So the thought that a worker could possibly consider a second home was almost revolutionary, certainly in the world. And so if that's the case, what kind of a second home and how much money did he have to spend? And so then there were all sorts of ideas that came out, and namely a compact, inexpensive, good-looking, well-designed house.